On the outer rim of the galaxy, far from Earth, in a bustling intergalactic marketplace, a sleek spaceship from Earth touched down. Its landing was unremarkable, but for one person aboard, this was the beginning of a moment she would never forget. Rilynna, an alien from the planet Zyker, was a young diplomat tasked with fostering interspecies relations. Her species, known for their towering, graceful forms and shimmering silver skin, had never visited Earth, but their curiosity about humans was growing. She had heard so many things about the strange creatures of Earth, often depicted as chaotic, unpredictable, and frightening. Yet, there was an undeniable charm about them that intrigued her. Rilynna had traveled with her team to the bustling trade world of Clarity Station, eager to observe the various species that passed through. But it was a simple human store that caught her attention. The store, named Human Touch, was tucked away on a corner of the market. It was small, unassuming, nothing like the grand emporiums of the alien worlds. The sign above it was written in an old, familiar script, one she had seen in human communications, but it felt more mysterious here, under the shimmering alien sky. As she stepped inside, the door chimed a soft greeting. The shop was warm, filled with soft lighting and the earthy scent of wood and leather, something she couldn't quite identify, but found oddly comforting. The walls were lined with strange objects, handmade crafts, clothes, and trinkets that appeared to be simple, yet filled with intricate detail. The most curious thing was the shelves of small bottles lined up on the back wall. A human, a man in his late 30s with dark hair and a friendly smile, stood behind the counter. His eyes were kind, but there was a mystery to him that Rilynna couldn't place. "Welcome," he said, his voice warm and inviting. "Can I help you find something?" Rilynna blinked. She hadn't expected him to speak so easily in the intergalactic tongue. "Yes," she said softly, her silver skin catching the light as she stepped further into the store. "I am curious about human items." The man smiled knowingly. "You've come to the right place. We humans have a lot of things that aren't just for sale, you know? Some are little treasures, some are just weird." Rilynna couldn't help but laugh. "Weird? I would like to see them." He led her over to a display filled with small, colorful bottles, each labeled with human names and strange symbols. "These are called perfumes," he explained. "Humans use them to make themselves smell nice, I guess. They can evoke emotions, memories, and moods." Rilynna, with her keen senses, was intrigued. "I have heard of this, but I have never experienced it." The human handed her a small vial. "Give it a try. The one in your hand is called Euphoria. It's one of the most popular on Earth. It's supposed to be uplifting, make you feel good." He paused, glancing at her curiously. "It's subtle but powerful." Rilynna unscrewed the cap, raising it to her delicate nose. As soon as the scent hit her, she froze. It was unlike anything she had ever experienced. Sweet, fresh, and intoxicating, yet with an undercurrent of something deeper, something primal. Her heart beat faster as the sensation of warmth spread through her. She hadn't expected such a powerful reaction to something so simple. She turned to look at the human behind the counter, her cheeks suddenly warm. The man's expression was unreadable, but his eyes had softened slightly, and Rilynna couldn't help but notice the subtle change in his demeanor. Something between them had shifted. "It's strong," she said, though she wasn't sure what she meant. "Yeah," he said, his voice now a little quieter. "It can hit you in unexpected ways. Humans have a complicated relationship with scents. They can remind us of things, make us feel things we weren't expecting." Rilynna's mind raced. What was it about this human and the scent that had such a powerful effect on her? Was it just the perfume or something more? A deeper, almost dangerous pull that seemed to come from within her own biology? "Do you have other scents?" she asked, trying to regain her composure. The man smiled knowingly. "Of course. I have a whole collection. But maybe, if you don't mind, I could suggest something. It's not a perfume, but a human item that's often misunderstood. Rilynna raised an eyebrow. What is it? He leaned in slightly, lowering his voice. This, he said, pulling out a small velvet pouch, is something called a sensory stone. It's said to heighten certain experiences. Not many species understand it, but humans, well, we have a way of getting in touch with our senses. Rilynna's curiosity was piqued. May I try it? The human handed it to her, and she held it in her hands. It was smooth and warm, fitting perfectly in her palm. The moment her fingers wrapped around it, a rush of heat flooded her system. She felt a tightness in her chest, an unfamiliar sensation, as though something deep inside her had awakened. She looked up at the human, his gaze now direct, his presence overwhelming in a way she hadn't expected. The perfume, the stone, and now the intense pull between them. She didn't know what to make of it. The man, sensing her confusion, gave a gentle smile. Some things, Rilynna, can't be explained, but you'll find that humans have a way of making the unexpected unforgettable. Rilynna could only nod, still trying to process the powerful emotions rushing through her. She didn't know what to say or how to explain the stirrings in her mind. She'd come to learn about human culture, but she never expected to feel something so personal, so intense. She smiled softly, unsure of what to do next. But as she turned to leave, she found herself drawn to the human's gaze once more, feeling the electric tension between them. Perhaps Earth was not as chaotic and unpredictable as she had thought. In fact, it was more thrilling than she could ever have imagined. And this one innocent purchase, a simple scent, had left her with a taste of something more, a connection she wasn't prepared for, but couldn't seem to resist.